Hey everybody, welcome to the MMA podcast. I'm Karyn Bryant.
And I'm Pete Cummins.
So, a lot of fun today in store. We have Chris Weidman telling the most incredible story I've ever heard about his first date with his wife, his now wife. I can't even tell you, I don't even know how to set it up.
Incredible's one way to describe it.
And so,
if you open the thesaurus, you might see some other words.
Put it this way, it's one of those stories where I feel like we might get a call from his people going, do we really want that out there? But he told me, and I was filming, he knew I was filming, so I figure I did hesitate actually, and Wade was like, no, he wouldn't let you film it if he didn't agree to.
I think maybe Chris might get a call from his PR rep explaining the positive image that they would rather put out.
But he may have some new sponsors as well. We never know. There might be some people that are...
There might be.
Right. So we'll talk about what happened at UFC Fairfax. We have, in High Five, what are you doing? You're doing something...
High Five's always a mystery until we go.
Mystery.
It's always a mystery.
That's where we let the high old guy take over. If you don't know what High Five is, he's not really high nor old, but... You were dubbed that, and so it'll stick.
More stupid and middle-aged.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Iaquinta rant and also Walmart and Ronda Rousey butting heads there. So we have a decent amount to get into. I have something for you, Pete.
Nice.
You a gift.
Nice. Look
at that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Look at that.
A little Fox UFC digs. Look at that.
Nice.
Is that big enough? Boom! That looks good.
Boom. I look official.
Yeah, you do.
Official.
That looks good.
Black on black.
I brought you a gift. 10 seconds till round one here.
Thank you.
Don't say I never gave you anything. Have you ever taken your alpha brain? Give it back. At this point, just give it back. It's okay. It's a push. Give it back. Okay. Round one, folks. Let's talk about Chad Mendes. The guy is ridiculously good. Again, first round finish this time of Ricardo Lamas. Lamas, who is quite good and beats a lot of people, as does Chad. He now has the most finishes in UFC featherweight history. That's 5 finishes, and if you combine WEC and UFC, that's his 6th overall finish, tied for the 3rd most in 145-pound history. And one more fact, that is his 12th UFC and WEC featherweight win. So now he's moved into 2nd place in 145-pound history, behind only the man who has beaten him. That's Jose Aldo.
But he's putting himself in a position for a 3rd fight. I mean, he has definitely solidified himself as the #1 contender.
You think so? Frankie Edgar's fighting Uriah in a couple weeks. Frankie, former champion.
If Aldo beats McGregor, he's not gonna. Yeah, he won't get the next shot. But if McGregor wins, I think he's going to fight McGregor.
Okay, so if Aldo wins against McGregor, you think Frankie will fight Aldo before Chad would get shot number 3? Right. Frankie gets shot number 2 before Chad gets shot number 3?
Yes.
Okay, but if Conor wins, open season, Chad moves into it.
Yes.
That might be right. I could see that happening. Were you impressed with Chad?
You know what I'm so impressed about is here's a Division I All-American wrestler whose punching power is out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, so what a package.
He's a dynamo. That's the thing, is he is just an incredible athlete, and who just keeps getting better and better. I know, that sounds kind of trite, but some people don't actually keep getting better, and I do believe that he has. So it's exciting. Frankie, actually, I caught up with Frankie at UFC 184 in February, so I have an interview with Frankie on our YouTube channel, the YouTube Karyn Bryant. And Frankie, we talk about that fight with Uriah upcoming and the whole title shot. And Frankie's a guy that maybe won't go out there and run his mouth and ask for it, but Frankie is a hell of a fighter. And what he did to Cub Swanson was like, oh, damn.
Right.
That was. But Aldo and Frankie, they had a good fight. Chad fought him better. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It still all hinges on the Aldo McGregor fight.
I mean, that division is just
looking good. I will say this: Conor, had said before that they need to start calling it the McGregor division, and they all owe him a lot of thanks for bringing attention to it. He's kind of not wrong, though. People talk about featherweights way more than they ever did. I don't think he's wrong in saying he's brought eyeballs.
Listen, as I said, Conor's great for the sport. He's great for that division.
Yeah.
But it's going to be real interesting because he's been getting up in Aldo's face.
I know. It makes me nervous to see how much, like, it's a dangerous thing to provoke somebody that much. Just provoke somebody as good as Jose Aldo that much. Can't wait for that fight.
Well,
it's ridiculous. You like it, though.
Oh, of course I like it.
What else did you like about Fairfax? Were you impressed with anybody else? We're going to talk about Iaquinta and Jorge Masvidal in the next round. Anybody else impress you?
Dude, Clay Guida. Yeah, I mean, I remember Clay Guida fighting like years ago.
Yeah.
Because one, you can't miss him. He looks like the drummer on the Muppets.
Yeah.
So but like he looked like years younger. He looked fantastic.
He looked great. Well, I actually have some facts. He got 6 takedowns in that fight with Robbie Peralta. He now moves his UFC career total takedowns to 60. Okay, 60.
Number 3 on the list.
Total take. Yes, number 3.
Do I have it? Do I have the fact?
Who's number 1?
Who's number 1? Jose Aldo.
No, in takedowns?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It's George St. Pierre. Hello. St. Pierre has 87. Gleison Tebow, 82. Clay Guida, 60. Tito Ortiz, 58. And John Fitch, 58 as well.
87, 82, and then 60.
60, yeah.
So
Big
drop.
So I actually was just talking with Clay this morning, and he's going to be, we were going to try to have him on the show today, but we just had some little issues, but he's going to be in town this week. So I'm probably going to catch up with him on Thursday. And he's here. There's a whole wrestling event going on this weekend. So I was impressed with Clay as well. Quickly, wait, go ahead.
Here's how tough the featherweight division is, though. Like, he wants to move up.
Well, he was up before. He's just saying, don't stick me in one place. I'm kind of going through a reinvention. He's changed camps. He's working with Glendale Fighting Club and Alpha Male, and he's invigorating himself. So he's getting some new looks and new freshness. So he's like, 145, 155, wherever you need me.
Now didn't he beat Pettis and RDA?
Yes, he did. He's beaten both those guys. Granted, it was a little while ago, but he has beaten both of those guys. So there you go. All right, that is the end of round 1. So I will be talking to Clay. You need to stretch. One thing, and we'll get into we'll get into it in round 2. But yeah, Clay is funny. He, the carpenter. People call him the cave. He calls himself a caveman because we're going back and forth, and there were just some technical things. He's like, I'm a caveman. What am I? I don't know. Don't.
Now, what's with the carpenter nickname then?
Well, that's what he actually used to do for a living, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's like a legit.
Well, that's a little.
So you'd be like Pete the Slacker. Coming.
Nice. Thank you. So is this the round where we start insulting each other? Is this the round where we just start hurling?
Well, I don't know.
Hold on. Let me get my notes for that one. I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't have.
I think you wait. What? Oh, do a little housekeeping. Yeah.
We want people to see what's in there. I don't want to say anything. Just filled with all my tampons, actually.
Have you ever bought tampons for your wife?
I have. And the thing is you walk in there.
Round 2. Go ahead.
Round 2. Well, you walk in and you just think that there's going to be like tampon, and then you just grab it. But there's like shelves and
all
shelves.
Different kinds.
Like in Russia, in the Ukraine, those guys have it a little easier because I'm sure there's just a gray box. It's like tampon. But like here, we have so many choices. That's the price of freedom, folks. Too many tampons. They got wings, they got things.
Well, a tampon doesn't have wings. If a tampon had wings, we'd have a serious problem.
It's got the little...
That's the pad.
See? And then there's the pad.
Oh my God, we've just lost a lot of our...
In my day, you just got a bunch of paper towels, and you said, honey, hold your legs closed. Don't get it on the carpet. That's, but... Anyway, round 2, mixed martial arts, I believe we're talking about. The UFC. So I'll take this one.
Wow. Al Iaquinta and Jorge Masvidal in the co-main event had a very, very close fight. Al Iaquinta got the split decision nod. How did you score that fight?
Honestly, I had it 29-28 the other way.
You had it for Masvidal?
I did.
Okay, so Masvidal won which rounds?
First and second.
Okay. I had it for Al, but I can totally argue it the other way. Al clearly won round 3. Jorge clearly won round 1. So round 2 is where it gets interesting. I think that it was tough for Jorge. He countered every. You know what I mean? He did a lot of things right. It's just that a lot of things he was doing while he's going backwards, and that sometimes doesn't look great.
Well, and also, I mean, he he kind of didn't go for the win.
Right.
Those last 2 rounds, and you got to go for the win.
Well, right, and here's the story too. Both of these guys were coming in on 3-fight winning streaks. All KOs or TKOs for Iaquinta, all decisions for Masvidal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that does speak to you a little bit more about the style of fighter. Now, granted, there's a lot of people who are technical and win on points, and it's not a bad thing. Masvidal is so technically sound and has a real economy of movement, and it's really, I actually enjoy watching him. But I think, the way that Iaquinta really looked like he was going for it more, it helped him. I'm curious how you feel about what happened afterwards. A lot of people in the crowd not happy with that decision, kind of screaming at him, booing him. Al took a moment to scream back, give a little bit of curse him out a little bit for that. How did you feel about his rant?
Listen, I'm sure if he'd thought about it for an hour, maybe he wouldn't have done it, but it was right after a fight. The guy put his heart out there, and he's right. I mean, who the hell is that guy sitting in row 15, with his beard to be like, "You fucking pussy"? The guy did everything he could. He fought his heart out, survived that first round. First of all, his corner was awesome.
Matt Serra and Ray Longo, the greatest corner. We've all said they need to have their own reality show. They are awesome.
Dude, the way they motivated him, going like, all right, that's all right. We wanted a war. All right, you gave him that first round. At the end of the second round, they're like, okay, we stole this round. They always put him in the mindset that he could win the fight. And you know what? He did everything that he could. And then you got people booing him because they don't like what the judges say. No, listen, all the power to him. I think that was perfectly within his right. I'm sure that, maybe he wished he hadn't done it. But, hey, emotions. And, those are the emotions that carry him through. And, and those were the ones that spilled over.
Yeah, I agree that he is right in feeling that way and feeling like he wants to say of you. I think it would have been.
He's New York.
I know he's New York, and I'm an Iaquinta fan. I think he's great. I just think it would have been maybe serve him better to just be like, I hear you. I know maybe you don't agree. I fought my ass off. Jorge, it was a great fight. I got a lot of respect for him. I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, there's a way to acknowledge the sportsmanship element a little bit better, and instead of just I don't know. And also, people are pointing to, his nickname is Raging Al. He has trashed a hotel room in the past. People are starting. I don't want people to think he's got a major anger problem, which
I didn't he came across more hurt.
Yeah, I think he was very hurt.
Hurt than angry. Also, Jorge kind of stormed out of the stormed out of the octagon. So it wasn't just him. And and I'm sure if he had an hour to kind of calm down and shower, it would have been a completely different story.
All right. That's the end of round 2. I'm going to sneak in here while we're cooling off and while I get a sip of water.
I'll tell you, though, I was surprised. Here's why I'm so surprised that he got the decision. 1, it was a really close fight. 2, he was fighting with a cut face for rounds 2 and 3, which can usually sway judges.
Yeah, but it was just one cut. It was bloody.
But 2 of those judges, the previous fight, had awarded 2 10-8 rounds each. And the fact that they didn't actually make that first round a 10-8 round.
It wasn't a 10-8 round.
Yeah, I think it was as much of a 10-8 round as the fight beforehand.
A 10-8 round.
No, I agree with you, but the Michael Chiesa?
Chiesa. Yeah, well, that was,
No, but those two of the judges gave him 2 10-8 rounds. So here you have judges throwing out 10-8 rounds like they're candy, and then they didn't. Candy, come on, come here, little boy. Do you want a 10-8 round? Come into my van.
Round 3. What? No, go ahead.
I agree with you that that a 10-8 round should be very rare. I'm just saying that 2 of these judges each awarded 2 10-8 rounds the previous fight.
Don't understand what a 10-8 round. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
That's a decent point, right?
Yes.
Like an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Moving
maybe
on. Walmart is not going to sell what? Yeah. Ronda Rousey's book will not be sold in Walmart because she's too violent, Pete. They say that she's too violent. Now, they did say that you can order it from their website, but they will not let you, but they won't have it on the shelves in there. Like, but you could order it for pickup in the store, you know, and whatever. She's too violent.
See, now I've been trying to wrap my head around this store because there's no way you look at it and it makes sense. You know, Walmart sells guns, Walmart sells 50 Shades of Grey, Walmart sold books by other fighters.
Right.
So there's a decision maker at Walmart that has a problem with women in combat sports. That's the only. I mean, unless you open up that book and it's just like motherfucker, unless every page you're being insulted with words you've never heard of.
A life story of a woman, you know, who succeeded on great levels and who overcame some challenges, like challenges, right? You know, and so here's the other thing. But at Walmart, you know, you can buy guns.
Right.
You can buy knives and all these things that are used for violence. But you know, a bronze medalist in the Olympics is way too violent for us to sell. We can sell like every kind of violent movie, every kind of whatever. My fight, your fight, not happening at the old Walmart.
I mean, it's just.
I have been assaulted visually at Walmart with some of the people I have seen. Pete, come in. I mean, if we're really talking about violence and assault, you guys have all seen the People of Walmart website, of course. One of the most fun things to go through and look through is all about men in short shorts.
I went to a Black Friday at Walmart.
No! You did not go to a Black Friday at Walmart. Why did you go to a Black Friday at Walmart?
You know, to save money.
That one doesn't look so bad.
Pacifier number.
Oh, she had a passy. Oh, no.
Well, hold on.
And
is that the back?
No, that's the back. That's the bra. Those are back boobs.
Hold on. We discovered something.
Wait a
minute. Can we genetically mutate women so they have breasts on both sides?
You want that, don't you? So
that would be incredible. Look at that. You see the boobs and the butt.
Oh, the scary thing is they'll turn around. That's actually a dude. That's what happens at Walmart.
That's wonderful.
So that's, I just think that's kind of BS. Some other news that broke today, at the time of our recording, we don't know if they'll have a new opponent for Fabio Maldonado, but Bellator got an injunction. Quentin Rampage Jackson will not be at UFC 186, which sucks. He had said that Bellator breached their contract for not disclosing certain things, and so he thought he was free to sign with the UFC. Of course, Bellator says, no, I don't think so. So they have got an injunction. He cannot fight at UFC 186. So I'm not sure, like I said, at the time we're recording this, Fabio Maldonado did not have an opponent, but that sucks big time.
Well, I will say that that's the best Bellator fight I've seen in a while. But boom!
So, here's the thing. No, Liam McGeary, who was on this show, I know you're totally kidding. Liam McGeary had a great title fight there. But yeah, so UFC 186, which at one point, among other fights, had TJ Dillashaw versus Hedin Barao. It had Rory McDonald versus Hector Lombard. It had Quentin Rampage Jackson on there.
It's the curse of 186.
It has fallen to pieces because TJ had to pull out for injury. Rory, the Hector fight got taken away because Hector tested positive for a previous fight. Rory failed upwards. Well, he didn't fail. It's not his problem. Right. He's getting the title fight with Robbie Lawler, which is great. But, so we still have Demetrius Johnson and Horiguchi. We still have Michael Bisping and CB Dalloway. We have Patrick Cote versus Joe Riggs. We have a good women's fight with Alexis Davis and Sarah Kaufman. But I feel bad for the people up in Montreal because that card just kind of is, it's not what it could have been. It could have been phenomenal.
And Montreal's a great place.
Montreal's a great place. Demetrius is an incredible fighter. Maybe doesn't get the respect he deserves, but he always, he goes out there to he doesn't ever try to just win on points. He goes for it. You know what I mean? He's an exciting fighter to watch. But I'm just bummed. So hopefully they'll get Quentin back in the octagon sometime soon. And now, what?
Apparently, if you can throw down, make your way up to Montreal.
I guess so. Yeah, it's a bummer. I love Rampage. I'm going to still try to go down and do an interview with him and stuff because we haven't seen each other in a while. We got to catch up. He's awesome.
That sucks for him, too. So how much validity was there in his argument that they didn't keep their end of the bargain?
Don't know. Right. I don't know. I haven't really gotten to figure that part out. So, I don't know. That's for the lawyers to do.
I feel bad for Bellator. They do have to feel like the ugly...
You feel bad for Bellator?
Well,
but they just won this.
But but Bellator has to feel like the ugly redheaded stepchild. Everyone, they're Bellator.
No, some people really listen. Some guys like Liam McGeary could have signed somewhere else after, and he
some
stuck
people
with
like
it.
redheaded stepchildren too. A small amount.
Well, no, Scott Coker at Bellator definitely trying to make them more than a redheaded stepchild,
Right.
and to that end, keeping Rampage will serve him. How well Rampage will fight for him if he has to fight for them again.
Well, I think as soon as you step into the octagon and the decagon.
Round 4, yes, that's right. People go back and look at his tips last week for how Bellator can improve themselves. So, round 4. Chris Weidman, the UFC middleweight champion, was on UFC Tonight with us recently, and I was just kind of doing some fun stuff with him. Hey, Chris, let me just ask you some questions. And I ended up asking him a question to which I got an answer I never in a million years expected. Why don't you guys just watch this and we'll react after. Check out Chris Weidman.
Looks so clean cut there.
Remember what you did with your wife on your first date? Well, I mean, where you took her. Wait, I should rephrase that.
My first date with my wife is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Do you actually want to go into it?
Well, it depends on if you. Yeah, I would love to hear it. We got time. I would love to hear it.
You guys have to
Wait.
listen to the story.
Chris is telling us about his first date with his
My
wife.
first date with my wife. All right, so I go to her house. We're hanging out. She goes and takes a shower. I was like best friends with her brother.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law now. He was a wrestler on the wrestling team, and I started dating his sister. So she's taking a shower, and all of a sudden I have to go to the bathroom. Bed. Number 2. And I have an issue. When I have to go, I have to go. I'll write a book one day. But, so I knock on the door, and I couldn't go. Her parents were in the living room, and there's only one other bathroom upstairs, and that was their personal bathroom for their bedroom, so I can't go and take a dump in their bathroom. So I go and knock on Marivi's door when she's taking a shower. I'm like, Marivi, can you hurry up? And she's like, I'm taking a shower. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like pacing back and forth in the room. And then next thing I know, I went to the door one more time. I start breaking out like in a sweat. And I'm like, Marivi, can you please hurry up? She's like, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I go back in the room. And next thing I know, it's coming. And she's not going to open the door. There's nowhere to run. There's this little office garbage can. In the corner. And I'm like, this is happening.
Oh my God.
So I pulled down my pants, came above it, and just completely filled the office garbage can. So some of the diarrhea hits the rug, like falls out of the garbage can. And then I'm like, crap, and I start hearing her coming out the door. No, actually, no, that didn't happen yet. So now I got crap on the floor. I got a whole bag full of shit. So I take the crap, wrap it up, and I go by the parents out to the front. All the garbage cans were in the front on the, out by the street. So I drop it off in the can. Come back in the house. As I come back in the house, you got the mom yelling at dad, "You stink, Vinny! What the hell? You freaking farted!" Like the whole house stinks like crap. So I go back inside, and as I'm coming back inside, we're still in the shower. There's this crap on the floor now, and I start hearing her coming out the door. So I take my sock off, I put it on top of the crap, and I sit on the bed. Of course, I didn't wipe my butt, nothing. The most disgusting feeling ever. So I'm sitting there, and she comes out of the shower, and she looks in her room, and I'm just sitting there like an angel on the bed, and it smells. And there's no garbage bag in her garbage can anymore. And my wife's like, she's a detective. First thing she does, she looks at me, she looks at the garbage can, she's like, "Did you shit in my garbage can?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't feel good, I'm sorry." And then she's been with me ever since.
I was just going to say.
That's our first date.
That is
That's true love.
incredible.
That's true love.
That is a good woman.
Crazy story.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Disgusting. That is insane.
Well, Chris.
I don't know, the 5 hour, I've never told that story.
Well, guess what?
On camera before. I think 5 hour energy deserves credit.
Thank you for sharing. That is amazing.
Pete, that's the most horrifying story I've ever heard in my life.
I just need a few clarifying points.
Yes.
How much shit do you have to shit to fill up a trash can? Or like, how tiny is that trash can?
I don't know. I have a lot of problems with this story. You got if you're the guy, her brother is one of your dear friends, you'd be like, "Dude, bro, man, I gotta go in your parents' bathroom. Like, I gotta do it. How do you know? Or if she's in the shower, I mean, I guess she locked it, but if she's in the shower, I'd be like, "Stay in the shower and please block this out of your memory. I gotta go." I don't know. That's a tough situation.
Yeah, I just like first of all, what's the parents' bathroom like that you can't go in? Is it like trying to shit in the Pope's bathroom or something?
No,
I mean, like,
I can understand.
I mean, what are you like? No, I don't want to do that. That's disrespectful. So I'll shit in their garbage can. I'm gonna shit in their like.
Oh my God.
Priorities are just slightly off there.
Horrifying. And bless his heart he's telling me this, and I'm filming. I'm like, he is not actually telling me this. This is amazing. His wife is amazing for dealing with him. And if that doesn't make you love the guy, I mean, it actually endears him, I feel like, because who could live through that? And I mean, that's the champion mentality there, Pete.
That's
horrifying.
First of all, too, is who's going to want to be his sponsor now? Who's going to want to put?
Charmin.
Who's going to want to put a logo on his ass right now? Because now when I see him and I see that ass, I'm going to be like, that ass filled up a garbage can.
Dude Wipes.
Like,
Dude Wipes needs to get on Chris Weidman. I mean, pretty soon it's just gonna be a Reebok. But yeah, Dude Wipes would be my number one.
Depends.
No.
Wait, first of all, what are Dude Wipes?
Dude Wipes, ask Tyron Woodley. Dude Wipes are exactly what they sound like.
Tyron
Woodley is sponsored by Dude Wipes. I'm not saying ask him because he has a dirty butt. He's sponsored by
ass.
Maybe you need to clean up after if your wife ever let you actually.
Dude. But why is it specifically
because
for
every other product on the market is made for women. In Russia, there will be one tampon, one wipe.
Oh, by the way, don't go to Russia. I went to Russia. That is the land of sour faces and coarse toilet paper, man.
Round 5, time for high five, people. It's all Pete.
All right, high five. Now listen, 2 weeks ago I said I thought that the nickname Andre Touchy Feely was the worst nickname ever.
Okay.
So I asked you guys for some better ideas, and whoever had the best, I would drink a toast to them from the Brazilian flask of death. Well, now it comes time. But we got 4 ideas up on the board. However, one of them is secretly mine. Karyn doesn't know which one.
I don't.
If she's going to choose her favorite. She chooses one of yours, I drink from the Brazilian flask of death. She chooses one of mine, I live to I live to fight.
So I had to pick my favorite.
You just pick your favorite.
And if I get you, you drink, or if I get you, you don't drink.
One of these I've done. 3 of them are from our listeners. So we have Andre. So for the people listening, Andre the Weenie Feely, Andre Really Peely Feely,
Right.
Andre Got No More Feely, and Andre Chest Feely.
I don't really know what it means, but I'm going with this one. Really Peely Feely.
Boom!
No!
Oh yes!
Damn
Oh
it!
yes!
Damn
Oh
it!
yes!
Really?
Oh yes! He lives.
Damn it! I could have cheated too. You know this because I could have walked in and looked at what Wade was doing, and I could have cheated, and I didn't.
Karyn, I think that we thank you for your integrity. We thank your parents for bringing you up properly. No, because listen. First of all, that was a tough name to do a nickname from. But listen, like Really Peely. If you find out like a guy's really peely, that's like, I mean, you don't want to fight that guy.
I
right?
guess.
You don't want to. I mean, come on, that's like fighting like Scab McPherson or Rash Johnson.
I'm bummed. I really wanted to make you drink. Damn it.
You know what?
Damn it.
You know what? I'm going to drink anyway.
Are you?
I'm going to drink anyway.
Oh no. Oh no.
Donald, I've got skin allergies, Cerrone. Like, no one wants to fight. Like, you don't want to grapple.
Yeah,
you don't want to grapple with a guy like that. Sounds like it's going to...
No.
I have no idea.
Do you honestly not know what's in there? And then a sludge comes out. It's like Mississippi... No. Okay.
Oh, hey, that's lighter than I imagined.
How big of a drink are you going to take?
Well, you know, do
Can
a
I
shot.
smell it?
Do a shot.
Oh.
So this is to me for winning that round against our listeners.
Okay.
That's 14-year-old sludge right there. That's good. Okay.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Okay, let's go
light
on.
a match.
Let's
You got
go
like
on.
All right, what's next?
Let's go on.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. You didn't have to do that, Pete, but thank you.
So listen, now I thought I've given out some awards to fighters and stuff, and now I thought I want to give some awards to these guys. Okay. So first we have our funniest insult award goes to Terry O'Prey, who said, "These guys should be in a Filipino sweatshop making clothes. LOL, this is a shit show."
Who is he talking about?
I think he's talking about us.
Us?
That's right, us.
Well, at least he thinks I'm young enough to work in a sweatshop.
Terry, I'm not going to say that your observation skills aren't accurate because, maybe from time to time they are. But I believe that your job counseling recruitment skills suck because I would be horrible in a sweatshop. I don't have nimble fingers and I get tired after an hour. I'd be the one going can I have a break?
No breaks for you.
So, but listen, quite funny.
It is funny.
Although I think,
And I'm sorry, but that's one of my favorite things.
Well, also, I just picture, we'd be in a sweatshop and there'd be, some chain-smoking, full foreman going, you guys should be in a podcast, you're so bad. So, okay, the second award goes to, the second award is our most hurtful comment aimed specifically at Pete. Pete, this is, Jacob Flores. Karyn, you're awesome. But you just need to get rid of that moron guy saying basic shit and get better mics. Now I'm going to tell you why this kind of hurts so much. Because one, he's kind of trying to make the show a little bit better. He's and get better mics. Plus he gives you a compliment.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Plus he shows his name and his face. Jacob's trying to be a producer of this show. And and I have to admit that I kind of went home and was maybe Jacob can make the show better. Maybe we actually need him. I can shrug off, but you're also, and get better mics.
I think these are actually very expensive mics. For the record, these are Sennheiser, I believe. They're not cheap. Oh,
hold on.
Let's go into overtime.
Hold on.
Extra
Hold
round.
on. You're gonna defend the mics and not defend me?
I said immediately that you're not a moron. That's the first thing I said. You're too drunk to hear me. Hi, drunk old guy.
Hi, drunk.
That's the first thing I said was, you're not a moron.
Thank you.
Now you look at your face is so. That is an instant. That's now you look like you've been on vacation in Rio. You're all tan and red and sunburned.
Dude, I am no. Wow. That stuff's.
Good thing he already asked me to pick his children up from school today.
I could be dead.
Right. So what?
Should we do a little overtime?
Should we go into overtime or should we? Yeah, we'll go overtime.
Okay, we'll go overtime.
Extra round. Extra round. We have time? Yeah, we have time.
All right, the third award is our Creativity Award, and this award goes to Daniel Prito, who, along with his partner Felipe 32, pretty much wrote a one-act play in the comment section of podcast 31.
Oh, okay, right.
And with Karyn's help, I'd like to perform this play.
Oh, wow, all right.
I'll be reading the role of Daniel Prito, and Karyn will play Felipe 32.
I'm gonna actually put my glasses on for this, and this makes me
in a new segment we call Comment Exchange Theater.
Okay.
The setup.
So wait, who am I? I'm break.
You're Felipe.
Felipe. Okay. There's an extra person in there. You'll read both roles.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so the setup, Karyn had an interview with Alan Joubain. Yeah. Karyn asked about his modeling career and if he took any grief for his good looks. Daniel Prito starts off with a comment. So as far as good looks, I've dealt with that. You get called pretty boy. All the women fight over you. I'm a pacifist, so that hurt me the most. Seriously, though, you get less respect as a guy by being extremely good looking. In which Breakneck 777 interjected, no, you haven't. And Daniel Prito responded, well, when you're as beautiful as I am, it doesn't matter what others think.
Oh my God.
Now, enter Felipe 32.
If you're a metro androgynous panty-wearing twinkle, yeah. If you're a sexy beast like me, it's different.
You comment makes no sense.
Yeah, it does, twink.
Next line's off.
Oh, this me too. Effing P. I don't want to say those words.
Karyn, we talked about this in rehearsal.
Effing other name for cat.
Yes. See, I'm calm, cool, and collected. You're on the internet pretending to be tough. That, my friend, is why you lose.
I'm not pretending.
On the internet, there's no way to prove it. Are you from NYC? We can always meet up at one of the many MMA gyms and spar.
I only street fight.
Okay, well, are you in NYC?
So, show up so I have an excuse to tase you.
Show up where?
At my crib.
Okay, well, let's meet up to fight soon. PM me a location.
All right, stand on the corner of 5th Street.
what city, and so on. There are millions of 5th Street.
Just stand out there so I can gauge your distance.
See, as I suspected, you're a pretend tough guy. It's okay, though. I enjoyed our exchange.
You're the one threatening if you get your eyes gouged and your nutsack caved. I'm in the right.
No, you refused to share a location to meet me and fight.
I'd meet you and then probably just try and run you over or something.
I'm not going to let you do that, Phil. You think I'm just going to stand there and let you do that?
Throw my effing shoe at you if I missed.
End scene.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I did that justice, Pete. I'm sorry. I should have been off book. I should have maybe been a little bit more familiar with my lines.
These guys took the time to write a one-act play.
That is incredible.
Isn't that a wonderful exchange?
And I love, though, no pun intended with the kicker, throw my effing shoe. Thank you, Daniel Cormier, for that.
That's in podcast 31 if you want to look in the comment sections. Podcast 31. Verbatim. We'll have to give these guys a writing credit.
I think he should have said what city. If I'm being honest. I think he should have said.
I think he should have said, just go down to 5th Street. I'm going to gauge my distance and hit you with my car. After I tase you, by the way.
Don't tase me, bro.
No, but, it's,
I'm glad you spend the time reading these comments.
I can add them as writers in the credits.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There you go.
Well, I think, when enough people call you a moron, you kind of want to look at the things and go, well, let's see who's calling me a moron.
Wow,
and,
Daniel and Philip P. or whatever really need to get a hobby.
I like, and my guess is that it finally ended because, Daniel was like, wait a minute, I have a life. and then he just quietly closed his computer, went upstairs, Mom, is dinner ready? And then sat down.
Meatloaf, what is it from Step Brothers? Effing Meatloaf, Mom! Or whatever.
I never said Step Brothers.
It's funny. Well, thank you for sharing that, Pete. And again, I'm sorry I wasn't better prepared. I kind of lost where my motivation was halfway through there. I
think these guys sort of lost where their motivation was. Oh, hey, I have an interview up.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. I saw part of. I need to retweet it. That's my bad. I didn't get to do that.
Cool.
Fighters Exchange.
Fighters Exchange.
And what was the toughest question they asked you?
The toughest question they asked was probably about what era of the UFC did you like the most? Okay. And seeing as I've only been really following it for a year, I was like, well, this era, of course.
Best ever.
Every other era sucked.
Cool. All right. So who is it again? It's on Fighters Exchange. The Heat's on Pete coming.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Check it out.
Very cool. Very cool.
Check it out.
So lastly, before we get out of here, we had a little extra round here. This weekend on Fight Pass, there's a UFC fight with Gonzaga and Crow Cop. That one is only on Fight Pass. It's on Saturday, so check if you have Fight Pass. Check the times on that. A couple of interesting matchups on that, and of course, a rematch there. So we'll see how that goes. Also, Friday there's a World Series of Fighting going on without Melvin Gillard. It turns out he's just kind of MIA. Ray Sefo, who's in charge of the World Series of Fighting, they were all waiting for his medicals. His medicals never came in, and he had missed weight on his last 2 fights. One of them was like a title fight even, and so they said,
and
listen.
No one can find him.
No, apparently he hasn't checked in with people, and he hasn't tweeted in a while.
World's worst children's game. Where's Melvin?
Where's Melvin? Usually the yellow hair stands out. But anyway, I hope he's okay. I know he's had some issues in the past with some substances, so hopefully he's okay. Maybe he's just tired of fighting. He's been around a long time. So
a little phone call to tell us that would be nice.
Just a little quick check-in. Just because Ray's a good guy, and he said, to kind of protect the integrity of the show, he had to move on and shuffle some things around. So on UFC tonight this week, Fabricio Verdum, interim heavyweight champ, is going to come in. Also, Tony Ferguson, El Cucuy, who we spent some time with before his last fight with Gleison Tebow. That's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. And did you have a good spring break? It was good?
Yeah, we didn't, do anything. I took my kids to a camp that was in the school that they go to and said, hey!
Father of the Year.
Yes.
Father of the Year.
Hey, it's 8:15 in the morning. You're not going to school. You're going to camp that looks especially like your school. And,
you just don't have to wear the
but that's
uniform.
not your teacher. That's a counselor now.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, so we'll be back next week. And like I said, I'll be catching up with Clay later this week. So we'll have some stuff with him. And there is a Frankie Edgar interview from UFC, backstage at UFC 184, if you guys want to hear his thoughts on the whole title picture and the Conor and the Jose and all that good stuff. So, Pete, where can people find you?
My Noogie on Twitter.
Noogie on Twitter. So on Twitter, I'm Karyn Bryant, KarynBryant. You can also find MMA Heat on Twitter and on Facebook. Go over and like our MMA Heat Facebook page. On Instagram, I'm KB Heat. And to those people who represent Chris Weidman, please let us keep this up because it's just gold. And thank you, Chris Weidman, for sharing.
Yeah.
And thank you, 5 Hour Energy, for getting him to do it.
In fact, that whole Long Island crew is having a little PR.
Now, you know, with Al,
PR
that's his
problem.
teamate. Bless their hearts. Sarah Longo, man.
You
Those
know
are
what?
legit guys.
I don't know any of those guys personally. I've never met them.
They're all cool.
But they just strike me as extremely real and extremely down to earth and cool guys.
Absolutely. They definitely
great
are.
fighters.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're great guys. All right, cool. Well, thank you, folks, for checking this out. If you're looking at the video, you can also find this in audio. We have go to mmaheat.com/podcast, and you'll find links to Stitcher and iTunes. Pete's going to probably throw up now. We'll see what happens. We'll see you next time.
I'm hearing like Congo drums in my head and like.
That's great. At the Copa.